Hey guys, welcome back to Nate and Greg's World News Our Way. You can find us at YouTube on this channel, and you can also find us on our regular channel, just Nate and Greg's World, where you can get our long-form podcasts. Make sure you hit that subscribe and like to both the channels so you can stay up to date with us. And make sure you leave a comment down below. On today's episode of Nate and Greg's World News Our Way, apparently, Alabama legislation has put in that transgender athletes may be banned from some sports. So the whole thing is that this Gender is Real Legislative Act, or Girls Act, calls for transgender athletes in K-12 public schools to compete based on the gender listed on their birth certificate. And the Alabama state representative is confident that this bill will pass. Nate, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I mean, my thoughts are pretty straightforward, and I know, people can be angry with me, but I think that you can't, having transgenders compete for their non-biological sex. Is that the best way to say it? Or
what they were...
No, like competing against what they were born. So
yes.
If you were born male and you're competing in a female sport, as a female, I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
Like, I think, I have nothing against transgender people.
Yeah.
Like, I have no issue at all. But I think when it comes to sports, you have to stay to your biological side, because that's, it's not sexist to say that men are built differently than women biologically.
Yes.
Their muscle structures, their hormones, everything that make them faster, stronger in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saying if you take two that are at the same level of competitiveness.
Yeah, and on the average, because...
Right. I'm not talking about a guy sitting on his couch drinking beer 5 days a week and watching TV all day, going up against a woman who trains.
Yeah.
That woman's going to kick the shit out of that guy, whether it's a running race, right? Yeah. But when it comes to two athletes that train for that specific sport,
yes,
majority of the sports, not all sports, but the majority of the sports, biologically, that man is going to kick that girl's ass.
Yeah.
And it's not fair to the girl who's been training her whole life and is at the top of the game for her.
And, look there, just within this past year, there's been a bunch of people, that have gone and become transgendered women, right? And, I keep thinking I'm screwing that up. Okay, transgender woman was someone who born man, went woman. That's the way I'm taking it.
That's just a transgender man. A man is born...
I don't know. Somebody out there fill us in, because we just don't get it. We don't know the proper terms. We want to know the proper terms. But anyways, someone who was born male and then transgendered to become a woman, all right? You've seen it where, there's been so many reports coming out of these women athletes who have been, runners, right? Weightlifters, stuff like this. And then you have these naturally born men, okay, who have transgendered to women, who have already been competing in running, competing in weightlifting, and they're like, well, now I'm a woman, and now I'm competing in the women's field. Well, they're absolutely destroying the competition, and it's not fair, it's not right to the women that are in that field.
It's not fair at all to them.
You can't, and please, please, please don't get me wrong. If you want to be a woman, you want to be a man, you want to be a lizard person, like we talked about on one of our first podcasts, or anything else, I don't give a shit. Okay? No. That's your business, your thing. I don't really care. Okay? But it's just not right that, you do this. What I would propose is transgender men and transgender women have their own sports classification.
Yeah.
Right? Because let's look at it this way, okay? Say I actually practiced, in boxing, right? Or mixed martial arts or something like that, okay? Obviously I don't, because I'm a fat ass, all right? But let's pretend that I was actually training to become a fighter. And then I came out the one day and said, nope, you know what? I am a woman. That's the way it is. I am a woman. I felt like this for a long time, whatever the story is. And so therefore, because I'm now a woman, I'm no longer fighting men. I've now moved to the women's class.
And you're a man beating the shit out of a
And now
woman.
I'm a man beating the shit out of a fucking woman.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
Although my identity is female, you know, let's think about that for 5 seconds. Right? Just take 5 seconds to think about that. Like, I don't see it. It's not right, you know. You know, and if that's how you identify, that's how you feel, that's your thing.
Well, then I see, like, the thing is like, take it a step further. If you're a man,
Yeah.
and you're at the bottom rung of a sports team,
Yeah.
right? So you've basically made it to professional or just below professional.
Yeah.
So you've been training for your whole life, but you're not quite good enough to be at the top of the league.
Yeah.
I'll switch over to the women's league.
Yeah.
I'll fucking kill it all.
Yeah.
I'll be at the top.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be the best thing going, and people will sing my praises because I'm transgender.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the issue. And you know, like I say, it's wrong.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
It
I'm sorry to the
absolutely
transgender
is.
people that upsets, but it's wrong. You
Yeah.
can't do that.
No. As I said, you know, build your own league, build your own classification. You know, if that's what you want to do. You know, as you said, it's wrong. And you know, just to be very, very clear, okay, some women that are out there could absolutely dominate a shit ton of men. Okay,
In certain sports, for
in
sure.
certain sports, you know
It
what?
happens.
We had the Ironman competition up in the one base that I worked at, and it wasn't like a regular Ironman. Where it was the bike, the run, the swim. Okay, we had the hiking, the portage, where you carry a canoe over your head, right? And then the canoe, and then the ruck march for the next little bit. Okay,
Right.
It was long. It was grueling. Like, I watched some of these people, and I was fucking tired watching them. And this is when I was in shape.
Right.
Okay, there were a couple women that came in right at the top, like in the top 10. Okay, and the women's group was very, very small, but they were competing at the same time as the men. Mm-hmm. All right, and I will be completely honest, it pissed me off when they said, you know, because the one actually came in third the one year. So 2 guys came in, and then she came in third. She got first place female classification, and then another guy got third place for the male competition.
Right.
That's horseshit.
Right. Yeah.
She beat out that fucking dude.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So there are women out there that can totally dominate
Absolutely.
and crush men.
Absolutely.
Out there, you know.
Yep.
But on an average, okay, biological men and women training for the same sport, the majority of men will outperform women based on genetics.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just the way it is.
Yes. Okay. So for a man to transgender into a woman to compete in the same sport that they've been training in forever, but on the women's league, not fucking right.
No.
It's not right. It's not fair to these other women that have been doing all this stuff. You know.
And it's happened in the past, wasn't it? Cycling, where a bunch of women stood up, pissed off because they had a transgender in there racing,
Yeah.
and dominating everybody, and
Yep.
they're like, "What the fuck?"
Over the past year and a bit, that's what's been the big argument.
Yeah.
You know. Once again, we personally don't care what you identify as. Okay, even if it's identifying as a pet rock. Okay, if that's your thing, so be it. Okay, we're not knocking the transgender community, but in situations like this, I'm sorry, no, find your own fucking class. That's what we're saying. But as I said, that's what we're saying. What are you guys saying? Let us know down in the comments below. What are your thoughts on this? Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell icon on this channel, News Our Way, as well as our regular channel, Just Nate and Greg's World.
And
And don't forget to follow us on our other platforms there, and check out our long form podcast on any of the audio platforms that are actually out there as well. Just look us up, Nate and Greg's World, you'll find us. All right, until then, have a good one, and keep doing what you're doing.
Later.
Why are you so offended?